Good morning, everybody. This is Arjun here, aka Golf Clash Kane. This is the complete walkthrough for the Expert Division played in the ongoing Hot Springs tournament opening round. And you will see a complete walkthrough of all the 18 holes. On some holes, I have not on some, like on one hole, I have two plays for Safe Eagle, and I scored a minus 27, but I highly believe with hole 3 and hole 12 minus 29 or lower is easily possible on this round at least. As you can see from my scorecard, I missed a very close eagle on hole 1. Hole 2 I have a drop for hole in 1. Hole 3 par 5, a difficult win, but I was still able to drop this one in the practice round. And then we also have one alternative approach of my opponent, which is also like a better way to target the pin for the eagle. It's not an albatross hole. If you drop it for the alba, it will be like a super bonus or something like that. So keep that in mind. Hole 5 I came close. Hole 6 par 5 I dropped it for the albatross. Hole 7 I dropped for the eagle. Hole 9 was approach for a safe eagle. Hole 10 eagle. Again, hole 12 par 5, try to approach it for a safe eagle. I missed this one very close again with my grizzly. And hole 14, I was just like 0.1 to 0.2 rings left of the pin. So again a close miss. The back 9 can be tweaked for the weekend round, but for the front 9, I have minus 14, which can be converted into a minus 15 or 16 possible considering hole 1s and 3. Then moving on to hole 15, we have a very difficult cross headwind. For that, I dropped a safe eagle. I have two approaches, one with a Kingslayer, one with a luminary, one with a Kingmaker, and then second with a luminary. Hole 16 is a extended tailwind on a par 4, so that's very easy again. Hole 7 I came about 2 green squares short, so we will look at the ball guideline there. And hole 18, once again a difficult wind, but I still got the safe eagle. So keeping everything in mind, I will show you my play one by one, and if you believe that my adjustments are wrong, they're incorrect, then you do not have to follow anything I say on this video. You can check out other streamers as well, and this is what I highly recommend, to check out at least 2-3 streamers, check out their plays. If that matches with the play style, then you should go ahead and play according to that. But if your play style matches to mine and you're looking for some free to play stuff, then you can continue with the video. So starting with hole 1, and before you think that these holes, like I just dropped them once and I'm posting them, so it's nothing like that. You can see from here I have H1T1, which stands for hole 1 test drive. I tested hole 2, I tested hole 3, I tested almost every single hole on which like there was a very good chance for a drop. Considering it is a very difficult course, any par 4 is a bonus drop. Hole 3 par 5, hole 12 par 5 is a bonus eagle. So let's have a look at hole 1 drive. And don't worry, like if it's a long video, I will however have the timestamps mentioned in the comment section once I'm done with the video. That would be maybe like 30 or 45 minutes later, or maybe even an hour later, but I will have the timestamps mentioned in the section. So for the drive on hole 1 par 4, 6 top spin and 3 left spin on my extra mile level 8, which is a 236-yard driver. Yellow ring by the rough at plus 11-yard mark. I adjusted this one for max plus 10%, and then I push it to max. You can play this one with a Kingmaker. With the Kingmaker, you will not need to apply any OP. With Katana, you might need to apply about 2 to 3 rings of OP, like I do here. Max plus 10, half ball left curl, about 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 rings of OP. You hit perfect. The target yardage here is somewhere between 380 to 385 yards. Hey Shane, How are you? Thanks for the good luck. We end up 383. So the target yardage is 380 to 385. Second shot for the eagle. Whenever it's your turn, first you will go at the min distance line of your club, and then you will push up 10 rings. This is what I do here. I have the grid on, so it's very difficult for you to, locate that. Then you apply backspin, keeping your ball guideline about 1.5 to 2 green squares through the hole. Not much, but 1.5 to 2 green squares. And then elevation that I played here is minus 10% at 14% slider for Grizzly level 7. You center the ball and you hit perfect. Perfect ball, and we come in for a very sweet eagle. So that was hole 1. Again, for the drive, we have max plus 10%. For the second shot, minus 10% at 14% slider for Grizzly level 7. Now jumping on to hole 2. Here I scored a hole in 1. Very easy spins here. 3 right spin and 3 back spin on your Kingmaker ball. See right there. And you will keep your ball guideline on the center right of the cup. You see, that's the center right here, center right of the cup. Once you have that, you will make an adjustment for medium distance plus 20% power 2 ball numbers. Pull your rings and you try to hit perfect. Center the ball and try to hit perfect. And we come in very nice right at the pin for a sweet hole in 1. So 3 right spin, 3 back spin, keep the ball guideline center left of the hole, and adjustment medium distance plus 20% power 2 ball numbers. Hole 3 par 5. Here we are going to see 2 plays. First mine and then my opponent's. Both approaches. First approach is a very traditional approach going from the right side. Second is a top spin rough roll from the left side. So for the drive, using 4 top spin and 2 bars of left spin from plus 6 yard mark. And this is with extra mile level 8 once again, which is a 236 yard driver. Adjusting the drive for max plus 10%. Half ball left curl, and you try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. The target yardage here should be somewhere between 340 to 345 yards. We are at 342. No. Following up on the drive, the second shot will be played with your power wood club, which would be either the big dog or the cataclysm. In my case, it is big dog level 8. Stretch your target to max to have your ball guideline dead center on the fairway. Then you will apply 2 left spin and about 5 to 6 bars of topspin there, depending upon your wind. I have 10.3, so I applied about 5.8 topspin there. Again, I check my ball guideline. I adjust for max plus 10% and push my target to max. Outer wall left curl, max OP. You hit perfect and you will get in the wedge range, which would be either the rapier or the end ringer, which we will also look at shortly. Thought about doing a pro playthrough, Kane. No, George. Pro is already being played by some other people, and I have always been playing expert or master, so it's gonna be expert for me. Now, following up on the second shot, we are going to have a look at the wedge shot, which I played at 20% elevation and 50% slider. So that's a typical EB rule. If you have watched that video on Jared's channel, if you have not, then I highly recommend watching that video. It will improve not only your tournament but also your tour games. Using max topspin towards the pin, second bounce just by like 2 rings in the fringe. Again, 20% elevation at 50% slider, so mid numbers. Center the ball and hit perfect. Nice perfect ball, and we come in very nice right at the pin for a sweet eagle. So that was the traditional approach to the hole. I'm going to show you an alternate approach of my opponent, and you can just have a look of how he played. This is also a very good approach, going from the right side and attempting the rough bump. He's using Apocalypse 5, which most of the players they have in expert tournaments. However, I only have Epoch 4. So I'm not going to narrate anything here. This is just for you to, like have a look if you want to go with this way. But drive, I would play 10% every single time if I was playing with this club as well. I'm not sure what he was planning to do here. He applied top spin and right spin, and inner wall right curl with max OP. Takes a very nice bounce on the fairway, comes in nice. About 2 rings away from the rough. So the drive is very good here. Now let's look at his second shot. So this is what I was talking about. You can play from the left side using the top spin. Cat doesn't have just enough topspin, but Big Dog 8 and 9 they do. So make sure you're using the correct club, and you need to stretch out like the opponent is doing to have his second and third bounce on the rough and then going through the rough towards the fairway or possibly fringe or the green. So just play it that way. If I was to play this shot, I would play 10% downhill, so max plus 10. And I guess he got a little cute on the overpower there. That's why he got stuck in the rough. So he takes a nice bounce, but maybe a little more OP would have been more beneficial for him. So that's the alternate play if you're trying to go from the left side. Thanks, Grego. 27, yeah, that's the best I could do in like 4 hours. So woke up at 3 a.m. to make this round for you guys. Now hole 4, most likely I don't have. Wait, this is caddy. Yes, so hole 4 is missing in the walkthrough, but I do have the notes if you would like to know about them. +2, I kept the white ring on the left by both the bunkers, on top and on left. Adjusted max plus 20% and with one toss spin and one left spin. And then I applied inner wall left curl. This is what I played with Grizzly level 7. And if you apply more toss spin, you might just catch the glitch roll and directly roll into the rough on top. So beware of that. Unfortunately, I do not have a video for that hole. I forgot to save it in the favorites, but it is what it is. I don't see hole 3, hole 5. So now directly jumping onto hole 5. And also, you can also have a look at various other streamers. They must be having separate posts, but I like to make a complete walkthrough. Hole 5 par 4, 6 toss spin and 3 left spin on your katana ball at the +6 yard mark, yellow ring by the rough. See right there. And you adjust the drive for max plus 5%. Little less than one ball right curl, which we try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. The target yardage here is somewhere between 380, I guess. No, 360. 360 to 370 yards. Second shot will be played with your long iron, which would be either the Grizzly or the B52. Again, the yardage on the drive is 360 to 370 yards. Adjust your toss spin. Keep your ball guideline going at least one green square through the hole. I had about 0.5 green square through the hole. And I played this shot medium distance +0, so mid +0 on the second shot. You pull our rings. Center the ball and hit perfect. See, with the camera angle, at first it seemed like we were gonna drop it, but then it comes about one green square short. So a little extra through the hole, and you have a very good chance for the eagle on hole 5. Now we are gonna have a look at hole 6, par 5. Here I dropped an Albatross. We have a cross tailwind here. I'm going from the right side with a very safe drive here. 2 left spin and 6 toss spin. And very important is to notice the second bounce I have here. You see the second bounce is just at the cut of rough and fairway. So notice the second bounce. Adjusted for the drive is max plus 10%. Pull your rings. Then about one ball left curl. Nice perfect drive. And you see we come in very nice here on our drive. So many people would recommend going on the left side using toss spin boost or par 5 ball. You can also do that, but this drive I have found to be very consistent and easier compared to the left side. On left side you might also end up in rough, so that's also one thing you need to keep in mind. For the Albatross shot, first you go to the max distance line of your sniper. See right there, plus 12. Then you spin the ball guideline going through the hole. Very important. See right there, going through the hole, at least 0.5 green square through the hole. Adjustment for the Albatross, I played max minus 15%. max minus 15. You pull your rings, center the ball and hit perfect. Perfect ball, and you will see we come in very nice. Dead center at the pin for the Alba. So that was hole 6. Hole 7, I'm just going to show you the drive here. Drive to green. I'm playing with a Berserker ball, which is a power 5 wind 2 ball. Sorry, power 5 wind 1 and side spin 2 ball. 6 toss spin and 2 bars of left spin. Searching my ball guideline so that it goes through the rock there, through the center of the rock. Then I adjust the rings for max plus 20% and I push it to absolute max. Now no need of any curl whatsoever, just max OP. That's all we need here. A great left, but we were still safe here. Come in very nice. Just by the rough. So maybe you can loosen on the toss spin, but I wouldn't gamble with that because if you take off some toss spin, you might clip the rough and then you end up on a very difficult to wedge. So hitting eagle from the rough would be way easier because you can catch a funnel, but a long wedge would be comparatively difficult. So that's your call on the toss spin, but that was the drive on hole 7 par 4 for a safe eagle. Hole 8 par 3. Hole 8 par 3. You need to align the ball guideline to the hole. Very important because I missed this one on the left. See, I kept the ball guideline going left side, which was my mistake. At plus 1 yard mark, 1.9 top spin and 0.5 right side spin. Adjustment max plus 5% power 3 ball numbers since we are playing with the Kingmaker. You'll see we'll take a very nice rough bump, but again, due to the wrong alignment of the ball, we come in on the left side. Just by like 0.1 ring, 0.2 rings. So max plus 5%, 1.9 top spin, 0.5 right spin at plus 1 yard mark, and keep the ball guideline to the pin. And do not apply extra toss spin in order to get the ball guideline there because in that case you will be coming in way too hot, bounce off the pin, and it will be most likely a birdie. Hole 9 par 5. Crosswind here. We are going to play this one for a safe eagle. We are not going to get cute here in the opening round at least and try to go for the Albatross because anyways the front 9 wind is going to change in the weekend round, so just play it for the safe eagle. Max toss spin and 1 bar of right side spin on my big topper level 4. Adjustment on the drive is max plus 10%. Target yardage is somewhere between 380 to 385 yards. Center the ball and hit perfect. Single great left, but we were still safe here. About a ring and a half from the rough. So try to hit perfect, like I said. And if you have a habit of hitting great left, maybe add some baby right curl. But if you can hit perfect, then you don't need any curl whatsoever. That was a drive at max plus 10%, max toss spin and 1 bar of right side spin. Second shot is going to be played with your power wood club, which would be either the Cataclysm or the Big Dog. In my case, it was Big Dog level 7. You can also play this shot with the horizon. However, horizon has a very bad accuracy, so you need to keep that in mind. Max toss spin on big dog level 8 and 2 bars of right side spin. Adjusting the second shot for max plus 10% once again. Same adjustment was also on the drive. Left side of the ball touching the inner ring on the right side of the adjustment ring. Try to hit perfect. You will be either on the fringe, on the green, or just on the fairway for a very safe wedge or a putt for the eagle. So that was front 9. I hit minus 14. You can hit a minus 16 if you make some tweaks. Quickly jumping on to back 9, starting with hole 10. Hole 10 I dropped an eagle. Hole 10 we have a crosswind going from left to right. Again using the katana and my extra mile level 8. 6 toss spin and 3 left spin. Now, if you can remember, we applied some OP on hole 1, but in this case, we do not need to apply any OP because we have a hint of tailwind. Adjustment same as hole 1, max plus 10%, and we push our target to max. Half ball, left curl, and we try to hit perfect. No need of any overpower whatsoever. See, we come in very nicely here. And target yard, it should be somewhere between 370 to 375 yards, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 371. Shot number 2 will be played with your long iron, again Grizzly or B52. This one I played medium distance minus 10%. You find a sweet landing spot there. And about 3 backspin and some left spin, keeping the ball guideline going through the hole. Once again, medium distance minus 10%. About 3 backspin and some left spin. In my case, it was 3.1 backspin and 0.5 left spin. Mid minus 10%, center the ball. Nice perfect shot. Dead center at the pin for a very sweet eagle. Hole 11 par 3. Here I want you to have a power 3 ball and sniper at absolute min distance with the white ring touching the bunker on the left. See, you're right there at absolute min distance. Then you will apply some backspin and some right spin, having the ball guideline going 2 green squares through the hole. My case was like 4.8 to 4.9 along with 2 bars of right side spin. See, ball guideline is going through the hole. Adjustment I made here is 1:1. Now you will see that even after keeping the ball guideline 2 green squares through the hole, we will end up short 2 green squares. So my recommendation, again, you don't have to follow it if you feel it's like just a fluke or something. Once you apply 4.8 backspin, you take off 1 bar of backspin. Then you change it to 3.8 bars. This will happen once you have find your landing position with the first spin. So the first spin is 4.8 backspin, 2 right spin, ball guideline through the hole. Then once you find that position, you are comfortable there, you quickly change your spins to 3.8 and then 2 bars of right side spin. Adjustment 1:1. And if you noticed, I was playing with a sniper 10 and a kingmaker ball there. 1:1 / minimum distance plus 25% if you want to know it that way. Hole 12 par 5. Now this hole is already very difficult and they have given us a cross headwind here, so I have to use a power 3 wind 4 ball, which is a King Slayer ball. Now I'm assuming you might have played at least one master tournament where you have some King Slayers, or you must have played pro 3s and stood like top 3 or something. If you don't, then however you will need to have a premium ball which has the stats of power 3, side spin 3 plus and wind 4 plus. 6 toss spin, 3 right spin, max plus 10% on my epoch level 4 and max right curl. You try to hit perfect. Now the idea was to get over the rough and not clip it. I just clipped the rough and I lost some distance there, maybe like 10-20 yards. 349. So I had to completely change the approach. I was looking for a yardage somewhere between 380, not 380, like 370 to 380, somewhere there. But with an Epoch 5 or Epoch 5 Plus or Extra Mile 9, you will not clip the rough. But keep in mind, on Extra Mile 9, you do not have the curl that we need here. So Epoch 5 Plus is very like suited for this drive. Epoch 4, you just saw what happened there, or you can play with a power 3 wind 5 ball. That should help you not clip the rough. Then the second shot was just a regular transportation shot here. Since I had to change my strategy on the go, I just went on the left side so that I have a better approach at the pin than going on the right side. If I went on the right, we already have a headwind, and then I will need to apply max OP and try to hit perfect. Even all those parameters are correct, I hit perfect with max OP, I will still clip the rough. So playing safe on the left side and just a transportation shot using all the 4 bars of right side spin and some top spin there. And I'm not sure about the elevation here. I just kind of like eyeballed it in order to be on the fairway. See right there. Now third shot, I want you to have a close look here. I came about 0.5, sorry, not 0.5, 0.1 to 0.2 rings left of the pin. We have Grizzly here, Grizzly level 7. So I first go at the max line of my Grizzly, then I pull back about 10 rings. You see from the grid there, I pull back 10 rings there. Then I adjust my spins with my ball guideline going about let's see, how many green squares are there? About 3 green squares through the hole. From that position, I played 81% slider and 10% elevation. Once again, these are Grizzly 7 numbers. For your club, you will need to figure out the slider percentage accordingly, because for high level Grizzlies, the yardage changes, so the rings you pull might change as well. See, very close miss, like 0.1 ring to the left. So if you drop this hole, hole 12, and if you drop hole 3, you will have a very good chance for scoring minus 29 or lower. No, we have to look at 13. Hole 13 par 3. Here I'm going to play with my Goliath along with a katana ball. You can play with a kingmaker, but you will also relatively push like less rings anyway, so you don't need to pull out a kingmaker unless you want a very low wind. So again, here I used about 0.3 left spin and I did not use any toss spin whatsoever. Adjustment is max plus 10%, which was about 5.9 rings. Adjust the rings and hit perfect. Now you will see we will come up a little short, but however, I did use 0.5 toss spin once, I used 1 toss spin. I have tested the shot with 0.7 toss spin, maybe even with like 0.8 toss spin as well. In all the cases, I caught the glitch roll, and when I try to change the spots, I couldn't find a consistent spot which would give me like a regular roll towards the pin. So in the same shot, you can gamble with maybe 0.2 to 0.3 topspin, but again, it's not recommended. You might catch the glitch roll and end up in the rough on top. So that's your call. But again, the adjustment on the shot was max plus 10%. Hole 14 par 4, making the drive very easy here using the katana ball and the quarterback level 10. 3 right spin and 1 top spin. White ring by the rough on right at plus 10 yard mark. Adjustment 1:1. For 9.1, we pull 9.1 rings. Outer wall right curl, and we try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. Target yardage is somewhere between 325 to 330 yards. 324. Second shot is going to be played with your sniper level 10 for a rough bump. See right there. Keeping the yellow ring by top of the rough, you saw, just right there. And using the necessary spins, some top spin, some right spin, keeping the ball cut line going through the hole. Now, I played this one min minus 5%, but I recommend playing min minus 5% plus 0.2. Because if we play min 0, we will miss on the right. If we just play min minus 5, we are going to miss on the left. See this one. So min minus 5 plus 0.2, and you will have a very good chance for a drop on hole 14 as well. Hole 15, I'm going to show you 2 plays because it's a very difficult wind even with high level apocalypse. So I'm going to show you a play with the Kingmaker, and the second play is with the Luminary ball, which is par 5 wind 3 ball. So this is the first play here using the extra mile level 8 along with the Kingmaker ball. 6 toss spin and 2 left spin. Not 2, I use 3 left spin this time. The landing spot is the same. The second bounce I keep just by the rough and the fairway there, you see. And adjusting the drive for max plus 10%. You will pull into some OP range. In this case, it was max OP. So you will be applying max soar power as well. 1 ball, left curl. Try to hit perfect. Great right is better. It's not good, but it's better than a great left, because you see I still clipped the rough and rolled out. If you have like a bad day, you will be stuck in the rough. So a club with 240 yards of power and minimum 6 bars of top spin is needed to play this drive along with the Kingmaker ball. Second shot will be with your sniper level 10, and since we were short on the drive, I just decided to play this one for a safe eagle using all the toss spin possible and rolling through the rough towards the green or the fringe or the fairway. You see I have my second bounce in the rough. Adjusted the second shot for max minus 20%. Apply some necessary OP. Try to hit perfect. A great right is better again than a great left, because great left might end you up in the bunker. On the fairway for a very easy wedge for the eagle. Now let's have a look at an alternate play here. This play is with a Luminary ball, which is a par 5 side spin 2 wind 3 ball. However, I start the same way. It won't show you here, but I started with a power 3 ball, that is the Titan, 6 toss spin and 2 left spin. Again, keeping the bounce there. And now I'm making a ball swap here, which it doesn't show on the replay. I'm making a ball swap from Titan to a Luminary. I adjust max plus 10% power 5 ball numbers. About 1 ring, little less than 1 ring OP. 1 ball left curl. To be on the safer side, I applied 3 to 4 rings OP instead of 1 ring because I don't want to end up in the same position as a kingmaker. Otherwise, it would make the second replay like redundant. So 383 yards on the drive. Second shot, we are going to play again with the sniper level 10. But this time we have a good chance for a rough bump because we have more yardage due to the power 5 ball we are using here. Necessary toss spin and left spin, which in many cases would be max top and 2 left, keeping the ball guideline going through the hole. See right there. I played this shot at max minus 15%. And I will come very sweetly, like in terms of speed, but still miss this one on the right. So maybe max minus 20. Keep the same as a kingmaker ball. See, we come like 2 or 3 green squares to the right. So keep the same, max minus 20, and you might drop it for the Alba. And Alba in this wind is a bonus. Hole 16, part 3. Here we have ascended Tailwind. You can play with a Zerg. You don't need to play with a Zerg, but I'm going to show you my play, which I did in the main round as well, only with a Titan ball. 6 toss spin and 2 left spin on my Titan ball. Now, in the testing, I used 5.5 toss spin, and I was still over. In this case, I have like a medium win for a Titan ball. I do not adjust anything there. Outer wall left curl and max OP. We try to hit perfect. Take a very nice bounce, come over and come in the rough on the right. But that is still fine. So that the drive went very quickly there. So once again, as I do not adjust anything for the drive, I want you to have the reference point as, I'll show you. First I adjust for the spins. 6 top and 2 left. Now at max stretch position, you see I have the inner ring touching the rough here at max stretch position. You stretch to max and then you put it to rest. Outer wall, left curl and max OP. So outer wall left curl was a little less. You can play half ball left curl or maybe like 75% left curl, and you will be most likely on the green and not in the rough. Now, even if you're in the rough, what I use like for close rough shots is a 10% wind rule. Again, it's not a thumb rule that you should go by with, but I've been always using it and have found success in many of the cases. So here, using full toss spin and some right spin, trying to find that funnel towards the pin. It's not a massive funnel, but again, you get it going towards the pin. 50% of the wind, 0.8, I pulled 0.4 rings. Sorry, for 8 miles per hour, I pulled, sorry, it's not 50% of the wind. Sorry. It's half of 10% of the wind. Yeah. That's correct. So 10% is zero point 0.8 and half of it is zero point 0.4. So half of 10% of the wind. You try to hit perfect and it will drop it for the eagle. Again, it's not a thumb rule. You do not have to rely on that. You can make your own adjustment there, but that's going to be my play in the weekend round as well. Final two holes, looking at hole 17. At +1 yard mark, applying some spins to the hole, which is about 2.6 to 2.7 toss spin and 0.6 right spin. Ball guideline going just 0.5 green squares through the hole. Adjustment I played here is max plus 5%, same as the front 9. Pull for the rings. Center the ball and hit perfect. You don't have to play with the Kingslayer, but I have like in abundance, so I'm playing that. We come in a little too short. Now, two things. You can adjust the top spin and keep your ball guideline through the hole, or you can change your landing spot without changing the top spin and have your ball guideline to the hole. In one of the cases, if you keep your top spin high for say, you will come in way too hot, you might bounce off the pin, or on a lucky day you might hit the pin and drop for the hole in one. So recommendation is to change your landing spot maybe like 1 or 2 yards, keeping your ball guideline. I kept like one green square through the hole from memory, so keep 1.5 to 2 green squares through the hole and keep the adjustment same, max plus 5%. And again, a very good opportunity, but still it's a play in progress for the weekend round. If any changes, I will post it on my channel. Hole 18 par 5, the final hole. Again, a cross headwind here. In the front 9 we just had a crosswind. This time we also have a headwind. That's the reason why I'm playing with the Kingslayer. Again, you do not have to play with the Kingslayer. You can still play with the Kingmaker, but having a little extra wind reduce will not harm us in any way whatsoever. For the drive, I play max plus 15%. Full toss spin, 1 bar of right side spin. Baby overpower. Try to hit perfect. See, we come in very nicely here as well. Making a very good yardage for the second shot. Shot number 2, once again, Horizon, Big Dog, or the Cataclysm. My case, Big Dog level 8, because we have a direct headwind on our face. All the toss spin, and I guess 2 right spin. Yes. Max top, 2 right spin. And aiming your ball guideline on the rock there, on the center rock. Adjustment max plus 10% once again. 1 ball, right curl, and you try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. Now again you will be on the fringe, on the green, or near the green on the fairway for a very safe chip for the eagle. Chip slash putt for the eagle. So this was the complete walkthrough of all the 18 holes. If you are joining later, don't worry, I will still have the timestamps mentioned in the comment section in like an hour or so once I reach my office. So looking at my scorecard, once again, minus 27, hole 3, hole 12, if you drop it, it's minus 29, and hole 1 is also droppable, so minus 30. So minus 29 is a high possibility. Make sure you listen to the tweaks are recommended very carefully if you want to try them. If you don't want to try them, it's no problem at all. And I believe there are many other streamers right now. They are playing their rounds, and they will also post their content. So refer to 2 3 people before you play your shot, and like whichever streamer or content creator you refer to and you match with their play style, go ahead with that play. But always keep in mind that a copy and paste of a shot will never work, irrespective of any division, rookie, pro, expert, master. There will be always wind angle tweaks, how an individual pulls or pushes the rings, and the choice of the clubs they have, the balls they have. They all do make some difference, if not like a noticeable difference. So keep that in mind, and I wish you all a very good luck on your opening rounds, and I'll see you soon on the weekend round. Take care and have a very nice rest of the day.